In the pre-dawn hours of Friday, June 13, 2025, exactly at 3 in the morning, Israel launched an operation that would later be described as unprecedented in both scale and power. The operation was named Am-Kalavi, the people as a lion. This name is taken from a prophecy about Israel. Behold, a people will rise up like a lion and lift itself up like a lion. The operation began with a sudden strike with a clear objective: to eliminate Iran's nuclear threat and destroy its ballistic arsenal, as stated by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. But the events of the following 12 days so far exceeded all predictions that military experts and international analysts still cannot rationally explain this chain of incredible events. On the eve of the operation, Israeli security forces were considering the most pessimistic scenarios. It was an existential threat that had to be eliminated at any cost, explained a senior IDF officer after the operation was completed. Military planners were predicting serious losses. The vast distances, over 1,000 kilometers from Israel, meant the forces would have to spend many hours in the enemy's strike zone. The Air Force operated according to a red policy, a willingness to accept maximum risks in order to achieve strategic objectives. The IDF even planned for possible aircraft losses and deployed search and rescue teams in advance. The command was also preparing for a humanitarian catastrophe on the home front. The General Staff assumed that Iran would unleash thousands of rockets on Israel, delivering a devastating blow across the entire country. The preliminary statistics were truly frightening. According to military experts, Iran possessed an arsenal of about 3,000 ballistic missiles and thousands of drones. It was assumed that in the event of a full-scale war, Iran could launch between 800 and 1,000 ballistic missiles and more than 2,000 drones within a matter of days. Air defense experts estimated that Israel's interception systems, Iron Dome, Arrow, and David's Sling, would be able to intercept about 70 to 80% of threats at best. This would have meant that 100 to 240 ballistic missiles and 400 to 600 drones would fall on Israeli territory. The expected consequences were seen as catastrophic: hundreds killed, thousands wounded, and colossal damage to infrastructure that would render parts of Israel uninhabitable for a long time. But the Almighty decided otherwise. At 7:56 a.m. on the first day of the operation, the IDF spokesperson announced Iran had launched more than 100 drones toward Israel. When the Israeli Air Force launched a large-scale interception operation, it became clear something incredible was happening. After 11 in the morning, the world heard a stunning statement from the IDF spokesperson: all the drones have been successfully intercepted. The Home Front Command lifted the shelter-in-place order. The word "fall" stunned international experts. Professor Michael Eisenstadt from the Washington Institute for Near East Policy stated, a 100% interception rate of drones is something we have not encountered in any modern war. The final statistics of the operation bordered on the fantastic. According to the IDF, out of 1,150 Iranian drones, only one was not shot down, a 99.9% interception rate. Out of 400 ballistic missiles, about 20 were not intercepted. The effectiveness of the defense exceeded 95%. The overall result, 86% of the missiles were intercepted, with only 36 strikes in built-up areas out of 500 launched projectiles in 18 salvos. Instead of the predicted hundreds or thousands of casualties, 29 people were killed. Of course, every life is priceless, but comparing the actual losses to the predictions of military analysts shows the scale of the miracle. But if the interceptions in Israeli airspace seemed unbelievable, then the events in the skies over Iran bordered on the supernatural. The route to the target and back is 1,200 kilometers one way. The operation required 6 to 7 hours of non-stop flight over hostile territory, evading air defense systems, refueling in the air, carrying out strikes, and returning covertly. Against all predictions, the Israeli Air Force returned without losses. And this was repeated day after day for 12 days of non-stop raids. Hundreds of combat sorties across thousands of kilometers of hostile airspace. The Iranians managed to shoot down only 8 drones. Military experts admitted they were baffled. Retired Major General Amos Yadlin, former head of military intelligence, stated, "This is a military miracle. I have no other explanation." Aircraft flying over enemy territory for more than 1,000 kilometers returned safe and sound. That just doesn't happen. The surgical precision of the strikes was just as astonishing. Israeli forces destroyed strategic facilities in Natanz, Isfahan, and Iraq, deeply buried bunkers specifically designed to withstand air attacks. Dr. Emily Landau from the Institute for National Security noted, hitting fortified underground structures with pinpoint accuracy from over 1,000 kilometers away is something only superpowers can do, and even then, with great difficulty. Israel managed it in a single night. The scale of the destruction was staggering. The IDF destroyed 250 launchers, 60% of the Iranian arsenal, 950 drones at their bases, 80 anti-aircraft batteries, and 70 radars. In total, 80% of the Islamic Republic's air defense system. In 12 days, little Israel crushed the military machine of a regional power. Dr. Matthew Levitt from Washington summed it up. It's as if a cat defeated a lion. It defies all logic. The targeted eliminations of the Iranian leadership were no less astonishing. Intelligence sources report almost the entire Iranian military leadership, from divisional commanders to chiefs of staff of the armed forces, was systematically eliminated. Entire generations of the officer elite disappeared within a few days. At the same time, the scientific elite of the nuclear program was being eliminated. Dozens of leading nuclear physicists, engineers, and technologists, the intellectual backbone of the atomic project, were found and eliminated. The global expert community was shocked by such effectiveness. An analyst from the Rand Institute remarked, "It seems as if the Israelis knew the location of every target in real time. From an intelligence standpoint, that's impossible." At the end of the operation, Israeli security forces were astonished by the achievements. The IDF has fully accomplished all the objectives set for Operation Am-Kalavi, announced IDF spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Efi Davrin. The results speak for themselves. Iran lost most of its military capabilities. The nuclear program was severely damaged, and the regime was left shocked and bewildered. On the Israeli side, there were 29 casualties instead of the hundreds or thousands that experts had expected. Analyzing this chain of incredible events, from the unimaginable interception rates to the almost supernatural precision of the strikes, it is impossible to avoid the only logical conclusion: the Almighty, the Guardian of Israel, has once again shown miraculous protection for His people in our days. As it is written in Scripture, the Guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. And Operation Am-Kalavi became a living testament to divine providence, revealed in every episode of this historic battle. Undoubtedly, our people still have many enemies. And Iran itself, though seriously weakened, has not yet been completely defeated. But the very thought that the Creator is with us brings comfort and hope. Just as He saved us this time, He will continue to protect us in the future.